Do I like getting broken games from eBay?
Oh no, I don't.
Seems like it happens more and more these days. It's kind of a bummer when you wait for something to come in the mail only to pop it in your system and find out it doesn't work. That's exactly what's happening with this copy of Tales Adventure. I was pretty excited to get this because I found out the Japanese version plays in English on US consoles. You may not see it on the camera, but this gives the TMSS splash screen so the system knows there's a game inside. The problem is, there's a black screen and the game doesn't boot. I'm adjusting the contrast and yeah, there's nothing. I've got a Sonic Chaos here just to show that the console works fine. With the contrast set right, you can really see that TMSS splash screen I'd mentioned. So far so good. And Sonic Chaos is booting up and it's playing fine just as it should. Just to be diligent, here's another test of Tales Adventure. We're going to have to crack it open. I've got the 3.8mm game bit for the screw. There's more to opening Game Gear games, and they're not always easy. You need to run your fingernail or something like a plastic spudger along the edges because there are 2 tabs that need to be popped. Yeah, this definitely isn't easy to do. You want to take your time so you don't break the tabs. Once you get 2 tabs on one side, you can open the shell up kind of like a door to get past the 2 tabs on the other side. Here's what those tabs look like on the inside of the cartridge. They're definitely pretty fragile, so you want to be as careful as you can. Taking a closer look at the board, it looks clean. I'd actually taken rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip on the edge pins before my initial testing, so those look fine. Don't see any broken traces or anything, so this is going to be the issue right here. All the pins along the mask ROM are going to need to be reflowed with a soldering iron. This is some no clean flux and I'm going to apply it pretty generously. All along the pins for the mask ROM. And the other side. Here's some solder, not the type of solder that the spool was for, but some solder nonetheless. And the soldering iron, I had ran out of pencil tips and didn't realize it, so I'm using a flathead screwdriver tip. Because it's a new tip, I'm going to tin it pretty heavily. Not too much though. Sorry about the zoom-in quality here, but with the very edge of the tip, because it's a flathead tip, I'm going to gently drag down the pins, and then I'm just going to go back and retouch to try to make sure that there aren't any bridges or anything. And onto the other side for the other set of pins. Retin just a little bit. Gentle drag. Touch up. I definitely want to get a better camera for more detail on these zoom-ins, maybe someday later. With the soldering done, even though this is no clean, I like to clean things up just using isopropyl alcohol. 70% or 91% should be fine. I'm going to cut from here because I actually do thoroughly clean the board. It takes some time, and it takes some time for it to dry too. Everything's been cleaned down. The pins, the mask ROM itself, the board, all the components, all nice, clean, and dry. Putting Game Gear games back together is way easier than taking them apart. The board fits in the bottom part of the shell easily, and you've got 2 slots for the 2 tabs. Kind of just fit them in like this, and then it's like closing a door. Those are good. These two pop shut pretty easy. Cool deal. Not even going to bother putting the screw back in. It's alive! I know that it is not always worth going through the trouble of repairing a game like this. I feel like Tales Adventure was definitely worth it. I kind of enjoy mad science every now and then, and I hope you enjoy watching the mad science. So if you do, subscribe. Here's a shout out to my last remaining Patreon patron, Jeannie Booth. I definitely want to do more videos like this as I can. I miss making them, and until I get a chance to make another, okay, bye.